Cassie Ventura has officially wrapped up her testimony in Sean Diddy Combs' trafficking and racketeering trial after nearly 20 hours on the stand. Her account included graphic details of alleged abuse and coercion.
It was supposed to be another quiet courtroom session, just another day in a long, complicated trial. But instead, it exploded, one jaw-dropping testimony after another. Behind those polished suits and courtroom etiquette, a story unraveled that made everyone question just how deep the darkness in this industry runs. From secret cash pickups and bruises covered with witch hazel, to glass-shattering violence midair, green apples turned into weapons, and luxury hotels allegedly hiding horrifying secrets.
The defense, particularly today, pushed back with texts, audio, and claimed she was a willing participant in their so-called freak-offs. But that's not all. We even learned more today about what was inside Diddy's hotel room and heard striking testimony from Dawn Richard.
This wasn't a trial. This was an unraveling. And at the center of it all, Sean Diddy Combs. Let's dive into what really happened inside that courtroom and why this might just be the beginning. It started with quiet answers, calm, controlled. But when the witness was asked if he ever carried cash for Diddy, his voice didn't shake. $50,000, he said, on his private jet. Another pickup?
I think that the testimony that Dawn Richard gave and the defense really going in on some of the inconsistencies were the takeaway. So there were moments today where the defense was asking Dawn Richard, which, as you know, was a member of Diddy Kane,
$10,000 at Western Union, all of it under Combs Enterprises. But the real horror came next. When asked about a violent encounter involving Cassie Ventura, the witness admitted he saw Diddy ask for creams to cover up the bruises on Cassie's face after a violent incident on board his jet. The product, witch hazel, paid for with a corporate credit card. He didn't intervene. Why? His exact words, "My career. One bottle of witch hazel, one silent cover-up." But this was just the beginning. Another memory, another disturbing moment. This time it was Gina. The witness described a moment at Diddy's Star Island residence.
Singer Dawn Richard testifies that Sean Diddy Combs hit Cassie Ventura with a skillet full of eggs. Diddy Kane alum Dawn Richard, who began working with Sean Diddy Combs while competing on his show Making the Band in 2004, took the stand after Cassie wrapped her testimony May 16th.
In the entryway, during a heated argument, Diddy began throwing green apples. Hard. Very hard, the witness clarified. Not casually, not playfully, with rage. Then came the screams. Not arguments, not frustration, terror, a woman crying out at the gate. The witness didn't need to see what happened. He heard enough, but he said nothing. He left quickly. The guilt still haunted him. I didn't do anything after Cassie was hurt. I didn't do anything when Gina screamed for help. But someone else did speak, and that someone would set the courtroom on fire. The next voice was familiar. Artist, actor, known around the world. Scott Cudi, better known as Kid Cudi. He stepped into the courtroom not just as a witness.
And he mentioned that he was going to do things allegedly to Kid Cudi and to her. The car came into conversation, and at that dinner, Cassie alleges that Kid Cudi said to Diddy, "Well, what about my car?" And Diddy said, "What car are you talking about?"
But as someone who lived the fear firsthand, he recalled dating Cassie Ventura in 2011 after her on-again, off-again relationship with Diddy had supposedly ended. But Diddy found out, and things escalated fast. Cudi testified that his dog was locked in the bathroom. His gifts opened. Security cameras moved. He came home to find his house violated. Then came the worst part. His Porsche, a luxury vehicle, set ablaze by a Molotov cocktail. The damage wasn't random. It was targeted, intentional. And though the defense objected repeatedly, Cudi held firm. I called Diddy. I wanted to fight him. I knew what this was. When asked about Cassie's condition, he said she was shaken, paranoid, and scared. And this wasn't the end of their encounters. Years later, Scott came face to face with Diddy again at the Soho House. What he described sent chills down every spine in the courtroom.
Diddy Combs returns to court for the 9th day of testimony in his trafficking and racketeering trial.
Could be a big day. Rapper Kid Cudi, who once dated Diddy's ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura, expected to take the stand. Good Day's Briella Tomasetti outside federal court.
He was calm, Cudi said. Too calm. He offered Cudi water twice. Odd, unnerving, strategic. And then, with a cold, quiet confidence, Diddy told him, "You know that's my girl." Cudi replied, thinking they had broken up. Then Diddy leaned in and said, "We were homies." The vibe, not friendly, not even threatening. It was something else. Like a Marvel villain, Cudi said. Calculated, measured, dangerous. But the real question? What had Cassie told Cudi behind closed doors? Enter Mila Morales, a veteran makeup artist to the stars. She worked with Cassie, with Kim Porter, with Diddy. She wasn't just an employee. She was family to Cassie. And what she witnessed still shakes her to this day. During the 2010 Grammy weekend, Morales and Cassie were staying in Beverly Hills.
Rapper Kid Cudi is now on the stand in the Sean Diddy Combs and racketeering trial. He reportedly had a brief relationship with Combs' ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura nearly 15 years ago. His testimony follows George Kaplan, a former employee of Combs who was granted immunity in exchange for his testimony.
Mila dozed off, but woke up to chaos. Diddy had entered the room, screaming. The door slammed shut. What happened behind that door still isn't fully known. But when Cassie emerged, she had a swollen eye, knots on her head, visible, undeniable signs of abuse. Mila packed Cassie's things and hid her at her home. She even called a doctor and a lawyer, because at that point, Mila feared for her own life. And what she said next hit everyone hard. "No one from Diddy's team ever checked on me, ever." Next up, Frederick Zur, general manager of the Hermitage Hotel in LA. He confirmed what many feared. There was a system in place. Fake names like Jackie Starr were used to book Diddy's rooms. Special instructions were issued. Rooms were to be kept out of service, set to 75 degrees, and prepped discreetly. Everything was orchestrated. Complaints like candle wax on the carpet, silenced with a $500 charge. This wasn't about luxury, it was about control. The hotel knew, and if the hotels knew, who else did? Special Agent Josh Croft of Homeland Security took the stand next. He worked on extracting data from Cassie's old laptops. Despite factory resets, he pulled massive chunks of deleted files from unallocated space.
The prosecution tried to connect the dots between Diddy's business and his alleged abuse of Cassie Ventura and another victim. How? By using witnesses to try to link Diddy to firearms, cash, and control.
Hidden digital traces of what came before. And that's where the name Frank Black came up, an alias used on Cassie's computer. The question loomed. Was this a secret persona, a ghost account, or something far darker? What's clear is that this laptop, from over a decade ago, may hold digital receipts no NDA could erase. As the testimonies piled up, one theme cut through everything like a knife: silence, complicity, control. Diddy's name wasn't just tied to music, but to loyalty bought, fear spread, and secrets buried. Even those who respected him, those who admired his business genius, admitted this was more than complex. It was chilling. And the courtroom heard something else. Names like Rihanna, Jennifer Lopez, Kim Porter, Mila, Cassie, Scott.
I think when people hear Cassie's mother's going to be testifying, everyone was thinking, oh my goodness. But she was only on the stand for about 30 minutes. And the big takeaway is this story that she tells regarding the email she got from her daughter in December of 2011.
How many others have stories, and how many still haven't found the courage to speak? What started as whispers in Hollywood hotel rooms now echoes through a federal courtroom. This isn't just about Sean Combs. This is about power, influence, and the cost of silence. If these testimonies are only scratching the surface, then what happens when the next witness takes the stand? What else is hidden? What can't be wiped from a hard drive or buried under champagne and NDAs? You decide. Drop your thoughts in the comments and let us know. Was this the day the truth finally came to light? Or is the worst still yet to come?